Quentin Tarantino names Black Hawk Down the best movie of the 21st century. What?
Black Hawk Down.
Black Hawk Down. Yes. Yeah. Black Hawk Down. What did I
you said Dawn. Black Hawk Dawn.
Dawn. Yes. Reading apparently is a challenge, but this is in Variety. Alan, you've got the notes to the story.
Yes.
Let's do it.
He actually revealed a top 20. He revealed his full top 20 on the Bret Easton Ellis podcast, praising the film's relentless intensity and comparing the cinematic ambitions of Apocalypse Now. My heart was going through the entire runtime. The feat of direction is beyond extraordinary. Tarantino said he also liked the film's originality, but also later realized how deeply it affected him. It sustained tension across 3 hours is what it elevates above everything else he's seen since the year 2000. Do we want to go list real quick?
Let's go through the list. And by the way, I've listened to that Bret Easton Ellis podcast. It's great.
Yeah,
it's really.
Let me go backwards from 20.
Sure.
Number 20 is West Side Story. Yes, the Rachel Zegler, Steven Spielberg West Side Story.
Really?
Yeah. Cabin Fever, Moneyball, Chocolate, The Devil's Rejects, The Passion of the Christ, School of Rock, Jackass the Movie, Big Bad Wolves, Battle Royale, and then number 10, Midnight in Paris from Woody Allen, Shaun of the Dead, Mad Max Fury Road, Unstoppable from Tony Scott, Zodiac, There Will Be Blood, Dunkirk, and the top 3, Lost in Translation, Toy Story 3, and Black Hawk Down.
Black Hawk Down. Wow. Would not have expected that. It's it's not a bad list. It's very personal to him.
Very personal, yeah.
Yeah, I'm surprised Toy Story 3 is on the list.
You know what? If I were to guess, it's the moment in which you literally thought in your brain, "Oh, they're gonna burn Buzz and Woody in an incinerator." 69.
Yeah, I mean that moment. I remember when that moment came up for Toy Story 3. I was like, "Are they really gonna do this?"
I know.
It's pretty crazy.
I just remember looking at my daughter, going, "Is this really happening?"
Right.
And that was always Pixar at its best, when they could push their characters into a corner and make you wonder how the hell they're going to get out of this thing.
Right.
And that was, I think, the ultimate moment. It's that moment is ingrained in my brain, because I always think about it whenever I think of Toy Story.
Well, it shows that Quentin, first of all, he's no elitist. I mean, he really likes broad entertainment. I mean, Dunkirk on the list, that's pretty cool. So I think it's a good list. It shows that he's got a good, handle on things he knows he likes. And he's not like throwing things on the list simply to go, look how smart I am, So I don't know. What do you think, Alan?
Yeah, I mean, I appreciate that. I mean, it does feel very personal, and I think top 10 lists should really be that. It's your top 10 list. It's not something that you need to argue with people, but it's a list that basically says a lot about you and what kind of stories you like to be told.
Yeah. So I actually think it's a good list. I would not have expected Black Hawk Down, but now I have to listen to that podcast.
Yeah.
You and I've seen Avatar, Fire and Ash. You will be seeing it this week.
Tomorrow.
We will do our, you should do an out of the theater reaction. We'll talk about that, but
okay.
Like AI is a big thing, and James Cameron had some thoughts because people think the Avatar movies utilize AI. So he had some thoughts he wanted to share. So let's look at this from the story. Alan is from comicbook.com. And I can tell you one thing before we get to that. Having seen Avatar, I don't know if this will happen in the theater, but there was a there was an intro before the movie started with James Cameron speaking to the audience saying, we don't use AI for these movies. And he went on a whole rant about, not a rant, but like a little intro to people. Just so you know, there are real actors behind these images. And we want to share a little of how they did it. It's a little 1 minute. I'm wondering if that'll be in the theaters when people go to see it when it opens on the 18th of December. But what does he have to say in this article from Comic?
Well, despite decades of cinematic warnings about runaway intelligence, Cameron believes those in power don't really listen until now. They call it the Skynet problem, and it's being discussed. Speaking with Comic Book, whatever it was, while promoting Avatar: Fire and Ash, Cameron said the AI debate now centers on alignment. The idea that advanced systems must be trained to operate only for human good. But to him, the biggest danger isn't the technology itself, it's human disagreement. Who decides what's good for us? We can't agree on a damn thing. Cameron argues that alignment requires global moral consensus, something he says humanity is nowhere near achieving. Add disinformation and political polarization to the mix, the timeline has become even more dire. We're not going to figure this out in time. They're racing straight at it with billions and billions being thrown at it. Cameron draws a clear distinction between big AI, advanced general intelligence that could pose existential risk, and little AI, generative tools like ChatGPT. He stresses that his fear is not about AI replacing creatives in Hollywood, but it's about the survival of humans themselves. He emphasizes that Avatar: Fire and Ash uses no generative AI, saying the franchise honors and celebrates actors. He believes Hollywood would eventually self-regulate its use of generative tools, if humanity makes it that far. We can only find out through an artist if we exist. We can only find our way through it as artists if we exist.
Well, I'll just say this. I've seen Avatar: Fire and Ash. It's, it's your typical spectacle. We've, if you've seen the first two Avatars, this is more Avatar for you. But yeah, I mean, they have to use some tools. We'll talk to Justine Bateman about this when we have her on next week. Where she's going to be on, and next Wednesday, week from today, Justine Bateman, live Q&A, your questions. Join us for that show. She is very anti-AI. She has a film festival called Credo 23 Film Fest. Look it up. If you did not use AI in any form, but I realized, and I'll ask her this question. I made the documentary, Attack of the Doc, and we used AI upscaling for some of the footage that was very old, like 480, like shot on like a Razor phone. I'm not joking. And they called it AI upscaling. Now, is it AI a brand name? Is it really AI? Like what kind of use? I think there are some good uses for AI. But just fully making a movie based on prompts will only end up with garbage, if you ask me. What are your thoughts, Alan?
Yeah, well, I mean, to James Cameron's point, it's one thing to use AI as a tool, but when you use it in the broader sense, he talks about morality, and this is something I've been thinking about for quite a while when it comes to like when ChatGPT first came out, you had this ability to talk to AI and have these conversations. And then if you break it down, if you let it evolve, there's going to come a point where people are going to say, hey, we don't need therapists anymore. Why don't we just talk to ChatGPT? And the question in that case is, what is the moral center of that therapist, that AI therapist? Are they looking out for your own good? Do they even care? There's going to come a point where people are going to go to AI for just questions on things, for facts, for historical facts. And the question now is, how reliable is that? And how are people going to to what point are people just going to implicitly say that, ChatGPT is true? It understands everything. Because we do that with Wikipedia, why not with AI?
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, there's a
Oh, we lost you, Alan.
we talked about this movie before. Was the Pod? Oh, sorry, are you hearing me?
Yeah, I can hear you perfect.
Do you hear me at all?
Yes.
Okay. There's a movie, Pod Generation, which is on Hulu now, starring Emilia Clarke and Chiwetel Ejiofor. And there's a part where she goes to an AI therapist. Hear that conversation. Yeah, the director and writer is very much in tune to this idea that she's kind of being led down the wrong path when she's with her AI therapist. And there's this over-reliance on technology that is slowly replacing what is natural and what is human. And that is the fear. And I think that's what what James Cameron is talking about.